Yes, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this discussion. This is especially for those fans that are following, these ideas that I have and listening to what I have to say, because this is something that concerns all of us, especially Kenya. It bothers me, to be honest. It bothers me when I see young men, especially young men, young women not so much, but young men struggling to find out what to do, struggling to find out how to fit in the economy, struggling, to find prosperity in their own country. It's an African problem at large. You watch the news, you see people crossing the Sahara Desert, from countries like Niger, Mali, Nigeria, Ghana, all these West African countries. They're traveling a distance of several thousand kilometers across a desert. The most famous one is this boxer, MMA fighter, what's his name? Francis Ngannou. I don't know if you've seen the documentary about his life, how he crossed the Sahara all the way on the back of I guess it was a Land Cruiser pickup or some sort of vehicle, open. How he got, to Morocco and had to struggle, spending weeks in the bush. He's left his family. He's not even sure if he'll ever see his mother again, siblings. He's gone. Because the life in his own country is just, it doesn't know how to function or how to, how to make it work, how to make it happen for him. Well, out of the millions that have gone, he's one of the very few who discovered he has a talent, MMA, fighting, and now he's a multimillionaire. He went to France, from France to the US. But how many people make it? And why couldn't he make it in his own, in his own country? Why? So now we have all these Kenyans trying to get out. There's a government policy now that they're trying to export labor. You, me, export out. Not products, not something we've generated, not something we've created, not even raw materials. Labor, you are an export. Why? In this day and age of internet, knowledge is at your fingertips. You're being exported, being sent out. So that when you get out there, you will make money, but you think the money is for you. Oh, send that money back. And now they want to tax it. You've already gone abroad. You've struggled. You've got a job. Yes, you've made some money. You're like, okay, first of all, you have to take care of yourself because you have to live, right? You've got your basics. Then you have a little extra. You're sending back to your family so that even them, at least you can uplift their lives. Even that money, they want to tax it. I don't know how they're going to do it, but anyway, they're talking about it in the news. You see, it's a problem. I don't know if anybody else sees it, but for me, I'm like, there's something, we need to talk about this thing in depth. So last week, we discussed the matter of education. For those who have been following, this is episode 5. No, actually episode 4. 1 and 2 were introducing the concept of generating income, moving around within the economy, so that at least people are not only active, but we can create some economic sort of prosperity. And my suggestion was, have a sporting league. Create sports at the county level. Not what we have right now, which is like isolated in pockets of the country, and 3/4 of the country doesn't really know what's going on. They don't care. There's no marketing. They have no connection. And then last week I said, okay, let's discuss education. And I was like, if you're sending your child to school, 12 to 13 years of school, and that child graduates at the age of 17, 18, 19. And after all those years, they have no clue what to do. They're being told, go to Europe, go to Dubai, go to university. When they get to university, they graduate, they still don't know what to do. What are we doing? What is all this? Yeah? What's happening, my friends? Ni nini mbaya? Yeah, so I was like, okay, let's do two videos on education so that we bring this topic to the forefront. Yeah? Let's discuss. Let's ask ourselves, you as a parent, you're struggling, paying school fees, your child is taking a bus at 5, 6 a.m. to go to school. He's carrying books which are, it looks like he's in jungle fatigues, in a military boot camp, carrying a whole rucksack, 5, 6 kilos of books. You're spending money, buying uniform, and then some of the students, they burn the school. There's a lot of drama going on. And then this kid now does the KCSE, graduates, and comes home and is like, Daddy, Mommy, what next? And you're looking at each other like, Allah, see you, what are you learning in school? Nothing. Nothing. And it's not just Kenya, it's the whole world. That's why, in the US, I think I was reading last week, I didn't give you in detail, but something called homeschooling is catching fire. I think around 2002 it was 0.something% of the students who were going through homeschooling. Because some parents were like, really? I'm sending my child to school? No, I'm going to teach this kid myself at home, in the house. Prepare this child for success. Because what do you need in life? At the end of the day, you need to learn first and foremost how to make money. Once you make money, you can do anything. You can learn more if that's what you want to learn. You can build a house. You can, travel. You can get a vehicle to move. You can socialize. You can mingle. Without this thing. Hey. Okay. And number 2, you have to learn how to socialize, mingle with people, because you're not an island. We need each other, we need, you need to be able to, make friends. Even if you have to build something, you need to learn how to deal with customers, clients, just even the basic things like, how to get a wife, all that stuff. You have to learn how to socialize, how to intermingle or mingle with other people. And that's it. That's life, really. After that, just grow old and pass on the knowledge that you have to the next generation, and life goes on. So there's a thing called education. I think we've got it wrong. It's not a matter of, it's no more guesswork. It's messed up. So I'm telling, my fellow Kenyans, stop. Think. Ask yourself, really, is this what are we teaching these children? Is the outcome what we expect? And me, that's what I'm concentrating on. That outcome. It bothers me walking in the neighborhood, young people, youth, 18, 20, 21, 25, They have no idea what to do. They're hanging around in centers. Some of them are hanging around at the car wash. They don't know what to do. Their parents are panicking. They're selling land. Let's send them to Australia. Let's send them to UK. Let's send them somewhere. States, anywhere but Kenya. There's a failure somewhere. There's a failure. If you want your child to travel, that means you have failed. Huh? You have failed. You have failed. And in order for you to succeed, you have to think. 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 And ask yourself, what is it that you need to do? So that when your child is 16, 18, and they don't have to look at you or look for you for anything, but they're like, I know how to make it. I know what to do. I can make a go at life. And that's the end. I mean, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do because my solutions are very different. Everybody's solutions are different, but the outcome should be the same. The outcome should be an independent 16 to 18-year-old, a prosperous adult, the next generation being able to make our country great, make themselves prosper. We get rid of this idea of unemployment because that means you are training this guy to get employed by who? If it was up to me, 80% of students graduating from high school should be starting their own venture, business, trade, something. And between the age of 10 to 18, you have 8 years. That's the time when you teach them. The other day I was listening to some Ministry of Education, I don't want to call them professionals, actors. Okay, they were talking about the news that they're reducing the number of subjects from 14 to 9. Like 14 subjects. Even 9 is too many. 5 is okay. 9, for what? What are you teaching them? 9? And I can tell you, 3/4 of what I learned in school, I have never utilized. It has just been information. It's like watching a movie. It was a lot of information, but at the end of the day, that information was not useful. Not useful at all. It didn't make me more prosperous, didn't make me a better person. It was just knowledge. And that nowadays with the internet, I mean, just like I said before, go online. Everything's at your fingertips. But the main thing that you need to learn, that you can't learn just by watching, is those two things. How to make yourself productive and prosperous. Productive and prosperous, so that you are independent. 18, you're not looking around. You're not forcing your parents to sell land for you, or cows, or goats, or whatever it is, so that you can go to university. No, you can figure that out yourself, create the income. It's not a lot of money. Make your own money and fly on your own. I'm not saying don't go. What I'm saying is go on your own ability. I'd like to see every single household, every single family to have at least one child who has traveled abroad. One. That child at least will open the eyes of the rest. And that will be like an experiment to see if that child is going to succeed. Is there really greener pastures somewhere else? Or is it just as bad, just as tough? I can tell you, as someone who has traveled to several countries around the world, that saying where it says the grass is greener now on the other side, but when you get there, you realize you still have to cut it. You still have to water it. You still have to take care of it, because if you ignore it, it becomes a bush, and it makes life harder for you than where you came from. It's not easy. You go out, there's so many things. You get to another country, you first of all have to figure out the culture. You need to have legal documents to even make you work there. You can't just show up and say, okay, I'm here from Kenya, I want a job. No. Do you have documents? Do you have papers? Do you have are you legal? Are you legally allowed to work? Can you imagine? You go somewhere and you're told you're not even allowed to work. In order that you can work, you have to first get permission from the state or the government. Don't just walk in to London and say, hey, okay, I'm now in the UK, let me look for a job. I'm now in France, look for a job. It doesn't work like that. Even in Kenya, all these expatriates that come to Kenya, they have to go to Nyayo House and get some documentation allowing them to stay. So some sort of visa, then they have to get a work permit, which has to be renewed every so often. I mean, okay, of course, we know ourselves. We have chochoros, we have ways of going around it. But for most people who legally come to Kenya, it's, yeah. Even if you're buying land, even if you want to invest, you want to open a business, register it. Open a shop in town and you're coming from Nigeria, coming from Egypt, or coming from UK or US. There are rules to be followed. So it's not easy. Don't assume that, okay. That's why you have so many families, they say, hey, my son or my daughter, they went to the US, they went to, I've never seen them for 10 years. How are they doing? I don't know. Because 80% of the people who leave, they struggle. We only concentrate on the 10 or 20% who are doing well and like, it must be paradise over there. It's not. It's not. And you can tell if you see someone has gone for more than 2 years and they haven't come to visit you, they're struggling. Life is not good. It's not easy. The ones who come at least once or twice a year, okay, they're doing okay. At least they're doing something right. Yeah. So these are our people. The knowledge is there. It's just, applying it so that we can be successful. So that we don't, perpetuate this beggar, this idea of people are struggling. There's some people look at our continent, shithole countries. Hey! Can you imagine? A leader of another nation is saying, those countries there are shithole countries. Hey, you've been compared to Mavi. And people, sometimes I listen to some of these people, who are vocal, they're discussing about other countries. And then they compare, it's US economy, Europe, Asia. You never hear them say Africa. It's like we don't exist. When they do surveys, whether it's on social issues, and they're comparing people in Japan, China, Europe, US, Canada, you never hear anything, Nigeria, do they feature somewhere, or Kenya, or even South Africa? South Africa used to be, a place, but hey, I don't know what happened after Mandela. Things are not happening well over there. Some of the people there, they're busy getting pissed off at their fellow Africans because, I don't know, maybe we're taking their jobs or what. Xenophobia. Who ever heard of a word like that before? Yeah. Yet we're so blessed. Yeah. We're thoroughly blessed with the best country in the world, Kenya. The weather's good, people are smart, people are athletic. It's just upon us to take it to the next level. And how we do that, we ask ourselves, what is it we're doing? Are we imparting knowledge to the next generation so that they can not only prosper, but that prosperity can be shared across and bring ourselves up? And that is why I say this system of education, to me, I think it's number one, the biggest cause of the desperation, the challenges that we're having right now. We're being taught the wrong thing. Children are graduating high school, college. Money, time gone. You'll never get it back. But the product leaves a lot to be desired. So let's stop what we're doing and ask ourselves, what do we really want? And how do we become successful? How do we achieve? Where do we start? What's the vision? And all of that. And that's my 2 cents. Yeah, that's just my thinking, my suggestions, and those are the things I think about when I am seeing what's happening. I'm like, no, it's not working properly. No, something's wrong here. So thank you so much for spending a few minutes listening to me. Yeah, next week we'll touch on culture, because that was a big one, massive. That one can even talk for a whole month on that one, but I'll try to make things simple. I'll try to summarize. Think about education. Think about education. Is it worth it for a child to come out at 18, 19 and still have no idea what to do? And if that's you, youth, you graduated last year or the year before, even 5 years ago, you don't have a job, you don't know what to do. Maybe you've gone to campus, you got a degree from whichever local university or international university, and you still don't know what to do. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is very wrong. So how do we fix it? See you next week. Thank you once again. And for those who are not sure, my name is Charles. Proud Kenyan. Born in Nandi, living in Eldoret, traveling sometimes out of the country, but yeah. That's just me. Take care. Be blessed.